Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy. I'm wearing a DNA Genetics. They gave it to me when I was at the dispensary about a month ago when they were getting prepared for legalization 2.0. The Tweed people were there and they were just giving information to dispensary workers. So I got that and Tiger. So anyways, in this video, we're going to be talking about Trulieve and where I'm predicting their financial metrics for the next quarter based on the OMMU numbers and doing my research on looking on their website on their flower prices. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. Subscribe to my channel. I talk about cannabis and I talk about commodities and I talk about investing strategies and I have videos on my playlist about budgeting, and I cover a lot of different topics. I got over 300 videos. You can go search through all my videos. Anyways, I also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about. Buy or sell after you did your own research, due diligence, and you like the investments you're pursuing. So sorry about that. Dog gets a little bit excited. So anyways, Trulieve, they did 70.7 million last quarter and adjusted operational income 23.4 and quarter over quarter growth 22% and 150% year over year. So their ticker in USA is TCNNF and in Canada TRUL. So they're the leader player as far as the revenues in USA. I mean, GW Pharma, they're a cannabis biopharmaceutical company, and they sell in like UK and US and all over the world, but they're not like a primarily USA player. I need to look into them further as far as where all their sales are, but I'm pretty certain that the majority of their sales are outside USA. So, anyways, let's do this. So, in OMMU, they get a weekly report, and these are approximate. I mean, they're not 100% accurate, but I mean, these are pretty freaking accurate numbers. And I mean, you can go back to these numbers when I give an actual number on their financials, as when they release their financials, and you can compare it. I mean, I'm pretty certain these are going to be pretty freaking close, within 10 to 20% for sure. Of the revenues, without having like the same kind of data that Kim Rivers and other people working for Trulieve would have. So based on the OMMU numbers, their last quarter from July 1 to October 1st, they sold 519 million milligrams of THC and CBD. So when I did it with a THC and CBD milligrams. And I just felt that was easier, and the milligrams to, people are buying a lot more milligrams of THC to CBD, and I mean, I think the prices should be fairly neutral, but the fact that the majority is the same, they're buying a lot more THC in milligrams, so I think it's a pretty accurate, number to put out there. So regardless, they did 61,600 ounces and you price it at 28 grams an ounce times 14 equals 24.15 million. So I didn't put the 28 there, but I did add it for sure, like times it, multiplication, and then if it was at $10, it'd be 17.25, and their numbers were 70.7. So based on that, they sold about 46 million in the milligrams of THC and CBD, or the others, like they're either doing a lot of sales in like t-shirts or other stuff that I just don't know about, like bongs and like vapes and all that stuff that they're not on there. I mean, I don't know how that adds up, but I mean, that's all the information OMMU says, so I just kind of got to take it at face value. And so then this quarter is over from October 1st to January 1st, and that I couldn't get the 100% the accurate number based on like the end of December to like December 28th to January 1st. So my numbers are a little bit off, but I mean, I think you're not going to find any better numbers on the internet, no matter how many hours you spend, to try to get a good justification on what their numbers are going to be for next quarter. So you're talking about 517 million, so 2 million down. So I mean, worst case, that's maybe like a couple $100,000 less in THC, unless they selling it for a lot less. Then it could be like a million or 2 million less or something. And then they sold 57% more flower sales at 97,200 ounces, and that's based on the whole quarter was flower sales, whereas this was only like about 2/3. So it wasn't till August where there were sales. So that's why this number is going to be a lot better. And 57% more flower sales. So you times it by 28 times 14, that's like 38.1 million, right? So you minus that, it's close to about 14 million, right? So their last quarter was 70.7 million. So you add 14 million, then you're pretty much around 85 million. Now, if the prices were less, then that would have an effect on these things. So, but then you also have to include that I think they probably had better sales in California. So, yeah, I think that's going to really take shape and add to their numbers. So that's kind of the basis of things. I mean, how much would it be? I don't know exactly. I haven't studied the California. I knew it was like going to be fairly small, but I mean, whether it's like 1 or 2 million or only like $500,000 for the quarter, it's still something. So it'll take away from the fact that they had sold less in milligrams of THC and CBD, but then they had more flower sales. So, and then who knows if the flower sales, the prices were the same, but I'm thinking they were pretty much the same, because I mean, like, checking out the prices and they're still about the same. I think I wasn't checking out the prices back in like July, but I think I was back in September. So I don't know how much they've moved a lot. I think they should be pretty standard. So I'm thinking that next quarter should be around 80 million to 85 million for sure. And they'd have a good net income and a lot of inventory of flower. So I think it should be pretty good. I mean, yeah, I know with all the headwind with all this short seller, but getting back down to the basics is, I think Trulieve should be around 80 to 85 million for sure. And, that's a good substantial number, based on the annual run rate. That's about 320 to 340 million in revenue. So that's very impressive. So, they have to get more sales now. Like, the sales are kind of slowing in the new year now with Trulieve, but they may pick up in a little bit. So I'll keep an eye on that. But I think the numbers are still very, very healthy, and they're on like the same type of run rate to do like 90 or so the next quarter. It just they had weeks where they were selling 10,000 ounces. So now they're like back down to about 9,000. But if you times that by like 12, that's like 108,000 ounces. So that's like 10,000 more ounces than the last quarter. So I think it should be pretty impressive. We just have to stay tuned. I know there should be a little bit of volatility with Trulieve, and it says they're not going to be reporting till April 29th, but hopefully they report earlier, maybe like May 5th, March like 15th or something like that earlier. Anyways, that's just some information about Trulieve, getting the D-low on their financial metrics, most likely for the next quarter, based on adding up the numbers. Again, these numbers aren't 100% accurate, but they are very, very, very close, and I think they're going to stand the test of time, and they should be close to about 10 to 15, 20% most off. So 10% off would be, so like I say 80 to 85, like 10% off would be like 88 to like 95, or like about 67 to like 70 something million. So I mean, it's pretty freaking close. And but I do think I'm like stand by my neck. I don't have a problem saying that I do think that these numbers should be around 80 to 85 million with a nice net income, with flour, and yeah, that's compound interest stock guy. Keep compounding info, listen to my lingo, and shaka, peace. I'm out.